Social benefits in Canada. What are they and are you eligible for them?
When we first arrived in Canada, we were worried that we would be on our own. So we had no idea that the Canadian government would support us in any way.
After doing tons of research and based off of our personal experience, in today's video, we're going to talk about the 4 most commonly used social benefits in Canada today.
Let's get into it. Number 1, paternity benefits. So in Canada, if the woman is pregnant or after she gives birth, she can take time off to stay at home with the baby, or when she's pregnant to take care of herself and take some time off of work. So in this case, the pregnant woman, or after she gives birth, she can take up to 55% of the last 600 working hours.
We talk in detail about this in the last video, so be sure to check it out. We also discussed the sick leave that a mother can take while she's pregnant. So definitely do check out that video, as we do believe that it will provide you with lots of information. Number 2 is child benefits. Now, Canada does support low-income families who need additional money in order to support their children. However, there are certain requirements that you need to meet in order to get this money from the government, and they are: Number 1, you have to live with a child who is under 18 years of age. You are primarily responsible for the care and upbringing of the child. You are a resident of Canada for tax purposes. For the next set of requirements, you or your partner need to meet at least one of the following requirements. The first is you must be a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident or a protected person.
In terms of payments, the money you receive from the child benefits is going to be based on the adjusted family net income. There are several factors that the government take into consideration before they give you the child benefits. And one of them is how many children you have under your care, the age of your children, your marital status, and also your adjusted family net income as reported in the last year's tax return. Now, for children under the age of 6, they receive every month around $622, and over 6 years up to 17 years old, they receive around $522.
If you would like to calculate how much money you'll be getting based off of your net income, I will put the link in the description below where you can calculate it on your own. And this is a governmental website, so feel free to use it. Again, it is not accurate. It just gives you kind of like an estimate of how much money you could be getting.
Now, next on our list today is employment insurance, or EI. This is the money that's already taken from your check every month when you receive your check for your taxes. So you have no choice here. The government take this money from your paycheck. So in the future, when you leave the work or you leave your job and it's not your fault or you didn't do anything wrong, they give you this money back, of course, based on specific calculations and based on how much you worked. Was it full-time or part-time? We're going to talk more about it in details.
Now, in order to receive employment insurance, as my husband had already mentioned, you have to meet certain requirements, and they are: you were employed in insurable employment. You lost your job through no faults of your own. You have been without work and without pay for at least 7 consecutive days in the last 52 weeks. You have worked for the required number of insurable employment hours in the last 52 weeks or since the start of your last EI claim, whichever is shorter. You are ready and willing and capable of working each day. You are actively looking for work. Now, this is a report that you have to fill out every 2 weeks. And if you don't fill it out, you basically don't get your money.
On a side note, it's an online form that you have to fill out every 2 weeks, and you just submit it. It's going to take you like 5 or 10 minutes to send it out.
That's true. But the first time you fill it out, you have to send it and you have to get approved for it. And that can take like 5 to 7 business days. But after that, it's basically you just send the report and then they send you the money like within the next consecutive business day.
They're just trying to make sure that you are actively trying to find a job and you're not employed yet. That's the whole point of this report. Now, if you're wondering how much money you're gonna receive from EI, it's hard to tell because it depends on how much money you earned, and the government will, does the math and give you back the money. And as of January 1st, 2023, they said that the maximum you can receive is around $61,000 per year. And it's around, let's say, $650 per week.
And now you're probably wondering, how long can I receive EI for? Now, it depends on the region that you are in and how much, what the rate of unemployment is in that region. But on average, it's going to be between 14 to a maximum of 45 weeks.
Just to be clear here, you can get EI money for over than 45 weeks. You have to find a job and there is no EI for you to count on.
Number 4 on our list is the first-time homebuyers incentive. Now, basically what that is the government wants to help first-time homebuyers buy their first house. Now, what they do is that they basically share in your mortgage. Now, let's say, for example, your down payment is $50,000 for your house. The government is going to help pay 5 to 10% of that down payment in order for you to buy your first house. And you have to pay that money back to the government after 25 years of living in your house, or if you sell the house, whichever comes first.
Mm-hmm. One more thing related to the first home buyer benefits. So the government will help you with the tax. So they give you tax reductions on your house, and it's around $1,500. Regardless of the price of your house, the government will give you tax deduction around $1,500.
And that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please click on that subscribe button, as it is the best way to support our content.
And don't forget to click the like button and leave us a comment if you have any questions.
But wait, before you go, in next week's video, we're going to talk about 2 very important social benefits that a lot of people have been asking us about. But unfortunately, because they are very information dense, we decided that we're going to keep them in a separate video just so that we can talk about them in a lot of detail.
And they are welfare and ODSP programs.
Thank you, and see you next time.